Chupacasa, the life-sucking home renovation, part 10. So when we first moved into our house, the roof was in pretty bad shape and it had multiple layers of roof. You could see it had like a brown roof in some spots and it had this dark gray roof in other spots. And when you peeled back a couple of shingles of the gray, the brown was actually underneath. So it looks like when they redid it, they didn't redo it on this part and it was just a total mess. My husband's dad worked for a roofing company at the time, so when we bought the house, we weren't really worried about it because he told us he could take care of it for a discount. So we knew that that would just be something that we'd do in the future when the time came. And one day we had a really windy storm and there were shingles all over our yard and our neighbor's yard, and we knew that the time had come that we needed to replace the roof. So my husband, Paul, got his dad and a couple friends and they did that. They spent the day scraping everything off the roof and got it looking like this little Nikki house. And they put down new Tyvek and some of the plywood was rotted, so they replaced the plywood over there. And then if you see this little spout here from our chimney, from our wood burning stove, that got me thinking because our kid was hitting his head on the fireplace in there a lot, and I just got a wild hair at my butt that I wanted to remove that. So while they were doing all this and redoing all the roof, I decided now was the perfect time to rip that out as well. Let's do two projects at the same time, right? So brick by brick, we took this nasty thing out. And I know a lot of people might be upset that I'm taking out an original wood burning stove, but we really never used it because one time we were using it and a log fell out of here that was smoldering while we were using it and it burned our floor. So we never really felt safe using it again. And once we had the kids, it just really never felt like something we were ever going to use again. And it really just took up precious real estate in our already small living room. Paul was very happy he got to use his sledgehammer during this stage. Here we were with all the bricks and the stove removed, and then the excess drywall and the platform gone. And then here's my shoddy drywall patching and paint job, and I got new laminate flooring that I actually had to stain to try to match as closely as I could to our existing laminate floors. There was nothing even remotely close to what we had, and honestly the stain, no matter how dry it was and I followed the directions to a T, it scratched off. So then I had to scrap that entirely, and I went with some floors that we already had laying around the house that the previous owners left. So it was a complete contrast instead of trying to match, which was fine with me because we knew it was going to be covered up anyway. Because eventually we added in shelving and the ultimate sack and made it a cute little reading nook area for our kids. And we eventually added in a little whiteboard too, a magnetic whiteboard, and the kids play there all the time and it's their favorite little spot and I love it so much more. I'm so much happier with this than with the wood burning stove and the dangerous brick fireplace. And while all that was going on inside, our roof was being done outside and it looked so much better when they were done and we didn't have any more shingles flying off into the neighbor's yard. Hooray!